Hello! Today I'll be talking about Kingdra, the first water dragon Pokemon and the only dragon Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. If one doesn't count Alolan Executor as the 103rd Pokemon, it's also the first dragon-type Pokemon to have the dragon type as its secondary typing. Regardless, this is the only Pokemon to hold this title in Gen 2. Kingdra is the final evolution of Horsey, who evolves to Seadra, who evolves into Kingdra when traded holding a dragon scale. Its previous BYC dates are October 13th, 1996, August 4th, 1999, May 25th, 2002, March 15th, 2005, January 4th, 2008, October 25th, 2010, August 15th, 2013, June 5th, 2016, March 27th, 2019, and January 15th, 2022. I love the idea of a seahorse Pokemon turning into a sea dragon Pokemon. It's a fun way of incorporating the dragon typing into the line. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we talk about Kingdra, the dragon Pokemon, whose number is 0 to 130. This is what it looks like. Its type is Water Dragon. Since this is our first Water Dragon, I'll point out the water inside and the dragon outside. Ability, Swift Swim or Sniper in Gen 4+. Damp is its hidden ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg groups Water 1 and Dragon. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height 5'11" or 1.8 meters. Weight is 335.1 pounds or 152 kilograms. Basic experience yield is 207 in Gen 2 through 4 and 243 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 3, 1 in attack, 1 in special attack, and 1 in special defense. Shape is that. It has no feet, so it has no footprint. Pokedex color is blue, and base friendship is 70. Kingdra is a dual-type water dragon Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. It evolved from Seadra when traded while holding a dragon scale. It is the final form of Horsey. Biology, Kingdra is a large, piscine Pokemon that is similar to a seahorse with a tightly curled tail. It is covered in blue scales except for its yellow compact belly scales. There are thin spines with a single branch atop its head and thin white fins under its cheeks. Its thin snout is powerful, allowing squirts of water jets with devastating power to be fired. Two pronged fins extend slightly past its cheeks. On its back is a white fin supported by thin blue spines similar to the ones on its head. The yawn of a sleeping Kingdra is powerful enough to create undercurrents capable of destroying small ships. Should it decide to emerge from the depths of the ocean, Kingdra's strength can create large whirlpools and waterspouts on the surface. Because of its immense power, Kingdra often hibernates deep in uninhabited areas of the sea to build up its energy, usually at the bottom of the seas. When a storm arrives, Kingdra is said to awaken and wander about in search of prey. Kingdra's awakening can cause tornadoes. It is known to have fierce battles with Dragonite whenever they meet. Kingdra's gleaming scales are gifted to royals. Evolution, Kingdra evolved from Seadra and is the final form of Horsey. We've got Horsey, Seadra, Kingdra. Game data, Pokedex entries. In Gen 2 in Gold, it is said that it usually hides in underwater caves. It can create whirlpools by yawning. Silver, it sleeps deep on the ocean floor to build its energy. It is said to cause tornadoes as it wakes. Crystal, it stores energy by sleeping at underwater depths at which no other life forms can survive. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, Crystal, and Surdy, get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, Yellow, and Surdy, get the Silver entry. In Gen 3 in Ruby, Kingdra lives at extreme ocean depths that are otherwise uninhabited. It has long been believed that the yawning of this Pokemon creates spiraling ocean currents. Sapphire, Kingdra sleeps on the seafloor where it is otherwise devoid of life. When a storm arrives, the Pokemon is said to awaken and wander about in search of prey. Emerald, it sleeps quietly deep on the seafloor. When it comes up to the surface, it creates a huge whirlpool that can swallow even ships. Fire Red is the Silver entry, and Leaf Green is the Gold entry. In Gen 4, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, it lives in caves on the seafloor and creates giant whirlpools every time it moves. Heart Gold and Soul Silver, their Gold and Silver counterparts. The Gen 5 Pokedex entries are Diamond, Pearl, and Platinums. In Gen 6, X is the Gold entries and Leaf Green's entry. Y is basically Crystal's entry, but Life Forms is now one word with a hyphen. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Kingdra and Pokemon are now the correct casing. In Gen 8 and Sword, with the arrival of a storm at sea, this Pokemon will show itself on the surface. When a Kingdra and a Dragonite meet, a fierce battle ensues. Shield. Scales shed by this Pokemon have such a splendorous gleam to them that they've been given to royalty as gifts. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, their Diamond and Pearl counterpart. In Gen 9, Scarlet is the Silver entries and Fire Red's entry. Violet, this Pokemon is said to sleep at the bottom of the sea, deeper than any other life form can descend, building its energy. Kingdra in the Blueberry Pokedex, you can see it's deep under the water. Obviously not too far under the water, or else this camera person wouldn't have been able to get this shot. Game locations. Side game locations. Held items in Pokemon Emerald, Kingdra can only be found in the Battle Frontier. Emerald, black 2, and white 2, you get the Dragon Scale 5% of the time, and Sword and Shield. With the expansion pass required, you also get the Dragon Scale 5% of the time. Stats, base stats, HP 75, attack, defense, special attack, and special defense 95, speed 85, for a total of 540. Pokeathlon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ground, rock, bug, ghost, grass, electric, psychic, ice, and dark. Weak to dragon and fairy for double, immune to nothing, resistant to steel, fire, and water, steel for half, and fire and water for a fourth. Learn set by leveling up. Because you could hypothetically have a level 32 Kingdra, we will go down to level 37 Water Pulse. Level 37 Water Pulse, 44 Dragon Pulse, 51 Hydro Pump, 58 Dragon Dance, 65 Rain Dance, and 72 Wave Crash. By TM, because it has a different type than its pre-evolutions, we'll read them. TM1, Takedown, 4 Agility, 6 Scary Face, 7 Protect, 11 Water Pulse, 22 Chilling Water, 25 Facade, 32 Swift, 34 Icy Wind, 47 Endure, 50 Rain Dance, 52 Snowscape, 66 Body Slam, 70 Sleep Talk, 77 Waterfall, 85 Rest, 93 Flash Cannon, 99 Iron Head, 100 Dragon Dance, 103 Substitute, 110 Liquidation, 115 Dragon Pulse, 123 Surf, 135 Ice Beam, 142 Hydro Pump, 143 Blizzard, 152 Giga Impact, 156 Outrage, 160 Hurricane, 163 Hyper Beam, 169 Draco Meter, 171 Terra Blast, 188 Scald, 193 Weather Ball, 196 Flip Turn, 200 Scale Shot, 204 Double Edge, 208 Whirlpool, 209 Muddy Water, and 222 Breaking Swipe. By breeding, we're skipping, nothing by Prayer Evolution, side game data, you got all this. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Kingdra will attack with strong jets of water when it appears above the surface. In Shadows of Almia, it blows bubbles from its mouth and lets loose widening rings of water to attack. In Guardian Signs, it attacks by spitting bubbles that make Pokemon explode. Got this. Evolution data, Kingdra evolved from Seadra when traded while holding a Dragon Scale. Seadra cannot evolve into Kingdra in Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green before the player obtains the National Pokedex, as its evolution will be interrupted. Horsey, level 32, Seadra, trade holding Dragon Scale. Kingdra, like sprites here, so, oh, that's different. It's blue and kind of reddish pink here. Yeah, I'm not too much different shape-wise, though. Shiny is purple, with sort of a brown, I guess. Then we've got the yellow inside and the lighter blue here, which doesn't really change. The belly isn't, like, smooth. It looks like it's in sort of like a crevice, I guess. The shape of the thing, I think, is a little bit different. The fin, Gen 3, so now it looks like it's more smooth with the body. It's this kind of yellow and this kind of blue. The wings a little bit, or the fin's a little bit different. Look at the red eyes in this one. So this is a lighter purple. Got the yellow now for the belly, the green eyes. Okay, then we have this kind of blue and this kind of purple. And red eyes now for the shiny. Gen 5 is the full back sprites. Models, pretty good translation, I'd say. Yep, I got these kind of blue and this kind of yellow. Nouns, I think it's probably a little bit darker as well. Okay, that's basically the same. Might be small detail differences, but mainly the tail I think might be a little bit longer. I don't really look at the tail that much. Yeah, it doesn't really change. I mean, it kind of changes from Gen 2 to Gen 3. I mean, it kind of more takes off after Silvers, I guess, kind of idea. Kind of rolls with that one. Yeah. Okay, yeah. And then you got Homes, Animation, Kingdra, and Pokemon Journeys the Series. Got all these, yeah. Pokedex entries. In episode 216 in Ash's Pokedex, Kingdra, the dragon Pokemon, normally rests on the ocean floor, but in periods of high activity, even a simple yawn has enough power to create whirlpools. In Journeys, episode 88, in whatever the Krissa is, or maybe that's a person, maybe they explain it, which isn't, yeah, which wouldn't be a Pokedex, but whatever. Kingdra, the dragon Pokemon, a water and dragon type. Kingdra lives in water so deep, other Pokemon cannot live there. It is said Kingdra's yawning can cause whirlpool-like currents. If a Dragonite were to appear, they would engage in a desperate battle. Gotcha, you got that, okay, in the manga, Kingdra and Pokemon Adventures, you got all that in the TCG. Trivia, Kingdra's name is often mistranslated to Kingora in Xiang Yi's translation of Pokemon Adventures. Kingdra is the only Dragon-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 2. This third point we read in the Horsey video. Origin, Kingdra seems to be based on a seahorse, possibly the crowned seahorse with some sea dragon, genera Philoptrix, and Phychondrus elements. Its dragon type and category may be a reference to the Japanese word for seahorse, Tatsu no Asoshigo, literally illegitimate child of a dragon, which is derived from the myth that a seahorse that lives for a century will transform into a dragon, as well as the aforementioned sea dragons. The fact that Kingdra dwells on the sea floor while creating whirlpools may be a reference to Ryujin, a Japanese sea deity, or Charybdis, a sea monster in Greek mythology. Its ability to shoot ink is reminiscent of a squid, and the shape of its snout and sniper ability are reminiscent of a water gun. Name origin, Kingdra, may be a combination of king and dragon, or hydra, a mythological water creature. Now the languages, or external links, let's move on. Since we already watched Kingdra's first scene in the anime in the Mantine video, let's watch Kingdra's second scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Pokémon the Movie 3, Spell of the Unknown Entei. In this film, Molly, a little girl, is playing with her dad, right before bed, and they've just gotten an email, so he's about to answer it. She's talked about how it's probably from Skylar, a colleague of his. And there's the Kingdra right there, and a little icon.
We found something. A hidden chamber with new clues about the unknown.
That's Skylar.
Please come quickly.
I've got to go now, Molly.
Okay.
Papa, I'm gonna miss you.
And that was Kingdra's first scene in the anime. Let's move on. Now let's see why other people love Kingdra. Now let's look at fan art. Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. No, we're sent fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Kingdra. This is Kingdra by Danny, my brother, a more simplified Kingdra here. Kind of fun. Almost feels like it could be partially a logo or something. Then we've got Kingdra by Marumiya 038. It's very cool, stylized Kingdra here. Like the style. We got Kingdra Brine by Ishmam. So it's cool. Kingdra shooting out Brine, or doing Brine, I guess. It's very good. Then Kingdra by Luminor. So this cool, dark Kingdra here with glowing eyes. That's kind of fun. Then we got Claire and Kingdra / Debor y Kingdra by Luhakas. Yes, so this cool, kind of stylized, I assume that's a trainer, and their Kingdra. Yeah, very well done. Kingdra V2 by Zawas54, so I guess their second attempt at a Kingdra image. Very well done. Kingdra by Splatter Parrot. It's a cool, kind of stylized Kingdra here. Like the colors and the lighting and stuff. Then we got Kingdra, Mega Kingdra by Taztaji. So Mega Kingdra isn't a Mega Evolution as of the filming of this. We'll see what Legends Arceus brings. But yeah, so this is cool what their fan ideas, maybe making it more like a sea dragon and more emphasizing that kind of stuff. The dragon elements, I think. Yes, very well done. We got Kingdra by Pokemon Master. So this Kingdra in a little cave, probably at the bottom of the sea. Looks to be angry or something. It's interesting. Very well done. This doesn't contain a Kingdra, so we'll move on. Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight, as you need to wait until I've talked about the Gen 4 Pokemon to get Kingdra in the Pal Park. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Phanpy. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow.